My name is Sienna Hart. I'm 32 years old, and I own a string of artisan bakeries in San Diego that people love to call inspiring. Like success somehow makes a story easier to hear. It doesn't, because no matter how beautiful my life looks now, there's one sound that still drags me back to being 8 years old. A phone ringing, and ringing, and ringing. That day my screen lit up with numbers I didn't save, but somehow recognized anyway. I let it ring. 5 minutes, 10:30. I kept frosting cakes, checking ovens, signing invoices, acting like my hands weren't shaking. Because the last time I waited for those people, I was a child with a tiny suitcase, sitting in a place that smelled like bleach and old blankets. Being told it was temporary. It wasn't, before I tell you who was calling me that day, and why I let it ring until the silence started hurting them back. Drop a comment with where you're watching from and what time it is right now. I want to see how far this story reaches, because once I open this door, there's no going back. We looked like a normal family once. Tucson, Arizona, one-story house, cracked driveway, a lemon tree that barely gave fruit. My mom, Marlene, my dad, Daniel, my brother, Owen, my little sister, Chloe, and me, the middle child, old enough to notice everything, young enough to still believe love was steady. For a while, it was. Pancakes on Saturdays, backyard dinners, movie nights where Chloe fell asleep halfway through. It wasn't perfect, but it was safe. Then my father lost his job. At first, it was temporary. Then it was complicated. Then it was silence. Bills piled up. Voices got louder. Doors closed harder. You can always tell when adults are lying about things being fine. They smile too fast. They avoid your eyes. And I listened. Every night, through walls, from the stairs. Because no one was telling me the truth. And somehow, I knew the truth had my name in it. The night everything broke, I heard my mom say, "We can't keep living like this." My dad replied, "Then leave." And after that, silence. Not peaceful silence. The kind that changes everything. A week later, they told us they were separating. Soft voices. Careful words. "It's not your fault. We both love you." But real life slipped through anyway. Who goes where? Who takes which child? My mom wanted Owen. My dad wanted Chloe. Nobody said my name first. Nobody fought for me. Not once. That night, I stood in the hallway, listening. "You take her," my mom snapped. "I can barely handle one kid," my dad said. "She's too emotional." Then my mom said it. The sentence that never left me. "Just for a little while. Hope House can keep her." Keep her. Like I was luggage. 2 days later, they packed my things. No one said abandonment. They said temporary. They said a few weeks. They said it's for the best. Hope House had a chain-link fence, a faded sign, and a front office that smelled like disinfectant. My mom fixed my collar. My dad signed papers. "Soon," they said. "Be good," they said. Then they walked out. No turning back. No waving. No coming back. Not that weekend. Not the next. Not ever. That first night, plastic mattress, 4 girls, no talking. One crying quietly, one staring at the ceiling, and me sleeping with my shoes on, just in case they came back. I waited by the window the next day, and the next, and the next, until one girl told me, "They always say they'll come back." That's when something inside me cracked. Not loudly, just enough to change me. If you've made it this far, take a second and hit subscribe. Because this isn't just a story about what happened to me. It's about what happens when the people who leave come back. And trust me, that part is worse. I learned fast. Routines, rules, silence. Don't cry. Don't ask. Don't expect. Weeks passed. Then months. Then paperwork replaced promises. Non-responsive. That's what they called my parents. Such a clean word for something that destroys a child. By my 9th birthday, no calls, no card, no cake. That's when I stopped waiting. Stopped hoping. Stopped believing anyone was coming. And I became useful. Because useful kids survive. Foster care wasn't a rescue. It was rotation. House to house. Rule to rule. In one home, I slept on a couch. In another, I learned what real family meant. It didn't include me. One woman smiled in public and broke you in private. Maybe if you were easier to love. That one stayed with me. For years. Pain doesn't always leave bruises. Sometimes it rewrites who you think you are. But then, something unexpected happened. A kitchen. Flour in the air, warm ovens, and a man named Chef Ramon. He didn't pity me. He taught me how to measure, how to wait, how to be precise. And for the first time, something in my life responded to care. Dough rose, because I did it right, because I stayed. That mattered more than anyone could understand. Then came Mrs. Brooks, a counselor who saw something different. You like control, she said. You like making things happen. No one had ever described me without mentioning damage before. That changed everything. I started building something. Slowly. Early mornings, late nights. Recipes in notebooks. Work in borrowed kitchens. At 18, I aged out. One bag, no safety net. Just hunger. Not for food. For control. For a future no one could take. San Diego became my reset. Small apartment. 2 roommates. No questions. Just rent due on time. Freedom. I worked nonstop. Diner mornings, bakery nights. Homework at bus stops. Exhaustion became normal, but so did progress. At a farmer's market, I sold my first pastries. They sold out. People came back, asked for more, and for the first time, yet felt real. That's where I met Tessa. Fast talking, sharp. You're undercharging, she said. No judgment, just truth. She became my first real friend. Then Adrian. Quiet, patient. He didn't rush me, didn't fix me, just stayed. And that was new. I built my first bakery at 27. White tiles, warm wood, a long table for strangers to sit together, because I knew what it felt like to have nowhere to belong. Business grew, confidence grew, and slowly, I stopped searching for my family, stopped wondering, stopped caring, or at least, I thought I did. If you're still here, subscribe now, because this next part is where everything flips. One interview, that's all it took. I told my story. Not everything, but enough. And it went viral. 3 days later, the calls started. Owen, Chloe, my mother, my father, all of them, after 20 years. Please call back. There's so much you don't know. I let it ring. Every time. Because now, I understood something clearly. They didn't find me. They found my success. And what I discovered next proved it. I had Tessa dig into their lives. What she found wasn't coincidence. It was timing. Perfect, ugly timing. My mother, divorced again. Financial problems. My father, sick, alone. Owen, job gone. Fraud investigation. Chloe, distant from all of them. Their lives were falling apart. And suddenly, they remembered me. I agreed to meet them. But on my terms. My bakery, after closing. My space. They walked in like strangers pretending to be family. Older, smaller, quieter. No hugs. Good. They started explaining. Hard times. Mistakes. We didn't know what to do. I let them talk. Then I placed folders in front of them. Records, dates, proof. You didn't lose me, I said. You left me. Then I told them everything. The orphanage. The hunger. The silence. The homes that made me feel temporary. The nights I cried quietly so no one would hear. My mother cried. My father couldn't look at me. Owen broke. Chloe wept. I didn't stop. They had 20 years of silence. I had one moment. Then my father said it. I'm sick. Owen added, maybe you could help. That was it. The truth. Finally, they didn't come back for me. They came back for what I built. So I said it clearly. I didn't build this life for the people who abandoned me. I gave Chloe a chance because she was younger, because she didn't choose it. But the rest? Boundaries. No money, no rescue. No rewriting history. Tell the truth, I said. Say it properly for once. They left quieter than they came. And for the first time, I didn't feel small. Because this was the real revenge. Not hurting them. Not rejecting them. But showing them a life they would never be part of. Today, I fund programs for kids aging out of foster care. Because no child should have to become extraordinary just to survive. And here's what I learned. Forgiveness is not access. Compassion is not permission. And family is not blood. If this story meant something to you, subscribe. Because stories like this need to be heard. And remember this. The people who stay are the only ones who get to call themselves family.